Really good question to ask ourselves is why don't we allow ourselves to not be turned on sometimes and to be turned on at other times? Why do we shame ourselves and pressure ourselves into always feeling turned on? This can perhaps be due to some sorts of societal expectations for women to always be primed and ready to have sex, but that actually is not reality. It is realistic to be turned on sometimes and not turned on other times, to be hungry sometimes and not hungry other times, and that doesn't actually have anything to do with your self-worth, with who you are as a person, or with your relationship, because it's completely natural and it's completely normal. That I've noticed that is so funny about just the experience of being human is that humans love to shame ourselves for being human. We love to shame ourselves for being interested in things or not being interested in things, or farting or not farting, or burping, or all of the other things that literally are just parts of being a human being. And it is so funny to realize how much shame we put on ourselves for literally being biologically perfect. Asking this question because you want to actually learn how to feel more turned on, which I think a lot of women actually experience, feeling very, very low sex drive, feeling like sexual encounters are not actually fulfilling, sexual connections to be so much more fulfilling, not just on a physical level, but also on a soul level, which is truly what we all crave, and how to be ready to have interactions like that at all. I'm very grateful that the sex therapy certification program that I went through actually teaches you a completely different framework or completely different perspective or mindset regarding sexual connections that can actually allow things that you can do in order to create that. And there's different protocols that a woman would take as opposed to a man. I'll detail some of those in the next few slides, but I strongly encourage you to book a healing session if you are interested in these topics and you haven't yet already booked a healing session, because your journey of sexual fulfillment and empowerment and alignment is going to be very different than someone else's, even though it might be similar. If you want to have more soul fulfilling sexual encounters, as well as physically fulfilling sexual encounters, and feel more primed and ready and passionate about having those types of connections, there's lots of different things. In order to have connections that are fulfilling on that level, you want to start doing the inner work. And what I mean by this is allowing yourself to restore your divine template, to start reprogramming your thoughts, getting rid of limiting beliefs, self-doubt, things like that, so that when you show up in these sexual connections, you can show up as your authentic self that is all about pleasure and fun and all of the good things. And when we actually are able to remove all of the gunk from our life and from our mindset, it's a lot easier to be turned on all the time, because life is sexy, life is pleasurable, life is fulfilling, life is fun. Like, that is what we're here to do. And so it's easy to be in that frequency.